welcome to another startup and complete car documentation. What we're looking at today is a 2005 BMW Z4 3.0i.
This Z4 is painted in sterling gray metallic with a black convertible soft top. This one has a black interior with leather seat upholstery.
On the key, you have the buttons for lock, which is the BMW logo, unlock, and trunk release. Frameless windows. The door panels have storage areas, and it has power windows and mirrors along with power locks. Both the seats are fully powered, and the driver also gets 3-person memory settings. But anyways, now that we're behind the wheel, let's go ahead and start up that straight six.
The BMW Z4 is a rear-wheel drive two-seater roadster that debuted back in 2003 as the successor to the BMW Z3. As of the making of this video, the Z4 is currently in its third generation. This 2005 model we have today represents the first generation of the Z4, codenamed E85, which was produced from model years 2003 through 2008 and manufactured solely in South Carolina in the USA. Although it is primarily known as a convertible roadster, later first-gen Z4s were also offered in a two-door hardtop coupe configuration, and those were codenamed E86. Those, however, are much harder to find. For 2006, the Z4 got a mid-cycle refresh, or life cycle impulse as BMW puts it. That year, the Z4 received some updated cosmetic looks, as well as some revisions to the engine and transmission options. Most notably, 06 marked the debut of the Z4's high-performance M variant, the Z4M Coupe and Z4M Roadster duo. The Z4M utilized a straight-six engine out of the E46 M3 and packed a potent 330 horsepower. But of course that makes this 2005 a pre-facelift. So the US market 2005 model year BMW Z4 Roadster came in two main trims, 2.5i and 3.0i like this one. Two different engines were offered across the range corresponding to each trim level. Both engines are naturally aspirated inline-sixes. First we have the Z4 2.5i, and its engine displaces 2.5 liters and makes 184 horsepower. Then we step up to the 3.0i like the one in this video. It gets its power from a larger 3-liter engine with 225 horsepower. As for transmission options, you actually had a decent amount. In the 2.5i you could get either a 5-speed manual or a 5-speed automatic, whereas with the 3.0i there were 3 different transmissions. There was either a traditional 3-pedal 6-speed manual, a standard torque converter 5-speed automatic with Steptronic, and finally a 6-speed SMG, which was a sequential automated manual without a clutch pedal. Of course, your only available drivetrain is rear-wheel drive. Competitors for the Z4 back in 05 included other roadsters like the Mazda Miata and Honda S2000, but also the higher-end ones like the Mercedes SLK and Porsche Boxster.
So first up is the instrument cluster. You have 4 analog gauges, your tachometer, speedometer, fuel gauge, and temperature gauge. You also got a little digital info display. You can go through that via the button on the end of the stock. Average speed, average fuel economy, that kind of stuff. It has a leather-wrapped 3-spoke design steering wheel with sport grips of 10 and 2. It does house your audio controls, for instance your volume and seat track. The steering wheel feels really good in my hands too. Very grippable, very fitting for a little roadster like this where you're going to be wanting to, carve corners on canyon roads. But the steering wheel is tilt and telescopic. Got a climate vent for the driver, of course. And even have a cup holder for the driver, which is mirrored on the passenger side, by the way. Headlight switch. This stock is your high beam, turn signal, parking light, and information display stock. Below that you have a stock for your cruise control. And then on this side is your wiper stock. Going down the center of the interior, of course you got your central climate vents. Now this one has been fitted with an aftermarket Pioneer head unit. Below that though you have the controls for your single zone automatic climate control. You got your power convertible top operation buttons, traction control toggle, tire pressure monitoring, and you also have 3-stage heated seats. You have a lighter, an ashtray, passenger airbag indicator, and you also have a sport mode. This is your power door lock button. Then you have your hazard switch. The parking brake is hand operated. Right here you got your roadside assistance buttons. They actually put it behind this cover so you don't accidentally push that if you don't need to. Central storage area. Both sun visors have vanity mirrors. Pretty cool to be able to film a Z4, especially an early one, since this is a replacement for the Z3, which I did film a couple years ago from '96. But anyways, we will now lower the convertible top.
So this Z4 is riding on a set of 18-inch matte black alloy rims. They appear to be off of a newer car, but either way they look pretty nice. Under the long aluminum hood of the Z4 3.0i, you'll find the Z4's top engine for 2005, that being a 3-liter naturally aspirated inline-six. It's an all-aluminum, dual-overhead cam 24-valve power plant with direct injection and double Vanos variable valve timing. It produces 225 horsepower at 5,900 RPM and 214 pound-feet of torque at 3,500 RPM. That power is delivered to the rear wheels, and the one in this video has the optional 5-speed automatic transmission with a manual mode. Running on required premium unleaded with a 14.5-gallon fuel tank, updated EPA estimates for automatic Z4 3.0i's are 17 mpg city and 25 mpg highway. It has a McPherson strut front suspension and a multi-link rear suspension, and stopping the Z4 are four-wheel ventilated disc brakes. Base curb weight for the Z4 3.0i is about 3,000 pounds.
So, I guess we'll go ahead and put that top back up. Dual exhaust.
The Z4 offers a cargo capacity of 9.4 cubic feet.
And as you saw earlier, the fuel cap is located on the passenger side. Anyhow, thanks for checking out this tour of this 2005 BMW Z4. And as always, stay on the lookout for future tours.